Okay. I didn't know what to say for that. I'm like, I don't know. If people don't know me, they don't know anything about me. Yeah, okay.
What do you mean by curated?
Like I ran a museum, like I managed it.
Wow.
Is it rolling?
Yeah, but
Hi, my name's Allison Nelson, and I'm from the beautiful village of Hillsborough, where we are now. And I'm a quality insurance coordinator at Coverdale Resource Center here in Hillsborough. I was born and raised in Hillsborough, and one of my favorite childhood memories from the Bay of Fundy is actually going to Fundy National Park with my family. So that was always a summer tradition to go there. And when I was really little, I used to take an empty paper towel roll and use that as a telescope. So when we were nearing Fundy, I would take it out and I would spy for Fundy and make an announcement to the vehicle when we were approaching and when I'd see the Elma sign. And we actually, me and my sister used to call it Fun Day instead of Fundy because it was always a fun day at Fundy. I've been interested in modeling for quite some time, but I only really got into it around this time last year, I think July of last year. And I wouldn't really say I have a specific influence, like one person or a couple people that I look up to as my modeling influence. I kind of just draw inspiration from all over. I follow a lot of different artists on social media, and they're not necessarily models. A lot of them is fashion designer, costume designers, graphic artists, or dancers, or photographers that shoot dancers, or fantasy photography. So I draw a lot of inspiration from that. And as my background from a dancer, I'm used to being posed in certain ways. So I haven't formally attended any modeling classes. I've just learned from experience, and what is also really helpful is working with a lot of other photographers and being a photographer myself, so being on both sides of the camera and just learning from other people, practicing, and then also my experience as a dancer. That has all really helped me. And what really has helped me get a lot of experience and really get into this is actually Facebook groups. That's how I found all of my first opportunities to model. Was I joined all these Moncton Maritime area photographer and modeling groups, and whenever someone was looking for models, if I was available, I would say yes. So I just said to these yeses as many things as I could. So that's how I really got into it and got experience and met a lot of people and photographers, and it's been really awesome so far. It's been a lot of fun. My favorite work so far, that's a hard question. I don't pick favorites so much. I would say there are particular images from different photographers that are my favorite. Like I'll have a favorite from a session and not necessarily like that one time, that one thing was my favorite. But there is one session that I did this year, a few months ago now, after we were allowed to get together again after the restrictions of COVID. I did a 1940s, 50s style shoot at the trains actually here in Hillsborough, and I'm a vintage lover myself, so that was super fun for me to dress up in all these antique clothes, and a lot of them actually belong to my grandmother and the jewelry from both of my grandmothers and other family members. So that was really fun. I like that. That's probably one of my favorite shoots. The train shoot was by Catherine Saulnier from Chroma Sparks Portraits. And the biggest work I've done so far, I would probably say is 9 with Corey Hill, which stands for Nudes in Nature Empowerment. He did this for his college program, and it was exhibited in Fredericton where he goes to school. Well, now he's graduated. But yeah, that's probably the biggest just because it was on display. I actually worked with him on 2 9 projects, but the second one was not, it was supposed to go in the Beaverbrook Art Gallery, but it couldn't because of COVID. So he printed an art book for that one. So I did, the first one was in October of 2019, and that one went up in the school's gallery, NBCC School Gallery. And then the one I did this year, after we were allowed to get back together after COVID, supposed to go in the beaver boat, but I couldn't because of COVID. My goals as a model are really to just keep doing work with photographers, new and ones I've already worked with, just keep meeting new people, learning new things, and have fun. Just learn and have fun. If I can get paid along the way for some things, that would be awesome. And I'd love to be in more publications. So whether that's an exhibit or in a magazine. In 5 years when modeling, hopefully just still having fun, learning, meeting new people. Yeah, if it goes somewhere more than where it is now, that's great, that's awesome. Like if I can make money at it or whatever, that'd be super cool, but I don't expect that. It's just for me a hobby. I take it very seriously though. I treat everything I do very professionally, but yeah, it will be what it will be. As long as I'm having fun and I'm able to do it, I will. And if it's not that anymore, then oh well.
Torn down, full of aching. Somehow our youth would take the blame. Worn out the way we let it stay. Taught how to celebrate it all out. I'd replicate your pain, climb down, if only for a taste.
Hobbies aside from modeling are photography, fashion, crafting. I like to make various things, dance, and taekwondo. I've been doing photography for over 10 years now. I first picked up my grandfather's camera when I was 12, so I asked for one that Christmas. And then I actually did 2 years of fine art photography at Mount ALISON, which is where I have my BA history. Those were my favorite classes probably of my degree. And taekwondo, I started that about 8 years ago now. So I'm approaching my black belt. I have a couple tests left. I was supposed to test for my brown belt the week when everything got closed from COVID. So I'm still red with brown stripe, but I'll soon be brown, then I'll just have deputy, and then I'll be black. In dance, I've been dancing since I was 4, so for 20 years. I'm not currently taking any dance classes, but I would definitely want to get back into it. I find it harder to find dance classes for adults. They're mostly for school kids. Like I did dance my entire childhood, and then when I went to university, continued to do dance at Mount ALISON. And I've always done ballet, and then when I was older I did pointe. I've always done jazz. I've done contemporary, lyrical, tap, hip-hop, breakdancing. The last two, not my thing. And then when I was at university, I even did swing dance, and I taught a class, and that was super fun. I really liked that. Something that probably a lot of people don't know about me is that I curated a museum for 2 years after I graduated from university. So ran the whole place, so that was a very interesting experience. And that was actually the Steve's house in Hillsborough, which is why I moved back here after university, was to do that job. And Taekwondo, I can break boards, so that's pretty cool. Probably most people don't know that. I think, oh, Alison's so small, but I can break boards. With COVID, I had to start working from home. That was not a big deal to me. I'd done that the year before with another job. Actually, while I was curator of the Steve's house, I worked home for the winter. So that wasn't a big deal, especially since I worked like right next to my place of work anyway, so it didn't really change my routine. I didn't suddenly not have to commute. I already didn't have to. So that was totally fine. I was all good with that. The thing that sucked was probably what most people would agree with. You couldn't see your friends and your family for a while. Like, my bubble was just me and my boyfriend in our apartment. So normally we have family dinner every Friday night with my grandparents. So that was sad to not do that. But we started doing Zoom calls as a replacement, so that was still good to be able to talk to everyone and see their face. And Taekwondo was cancelled, which I already mentioned. I was about to test and then I wasn't able to because it was cancelled. So I was disappointed to not be able to go to that. I love going to Taekwondo, I get my exercise and socialize with people. But hopefully we'll be back up and running in September, at least that's the plan anyway right now. So I look forward to that. My advice for anyone wanting to get into modeling is to do it because you want to have fun. You want to meet people and you want to learn something new. And I would suggest doing some research online, even just watching YouTube videos about modeling and modeling industry. You know, get some ideas for poses. Yeah, basically that's it. Do it for fun, do a little research, and just go for it. My Instagram is alison.nelson, and I have a Facebook modeling page called Alison Nelson Modeling. And I have a web page in the works, and when that's ready, it will be linked on my social media.